Welcome back, Rhinestoners. I can hardly believe it. It's episode 9 of Rhinestone.
Rhinestone!
Wow. I'm so
Yay!
proud of us.
I really am. And it's 2026, sister.
Yeah, welcome to the new year.
I guess.
What's gonna happen next? Spin the wheel.
I don't want to
I don't want
know.
to know either. I just want to talk about celebrities and obscene wealth and just pretend for a second that the world is not falling apart.
And I'm fine with that. I've seen a lot of, listen, I've seen a lot of content in the opposite vein, right? Which is like, and I'm not laughing. I'm not. It's almost like punch drunk at this point, right? But like I've seen and in the opposite vein of like, this is not the time for escapism. This is the time to buckle in and get serious. And I do think sometimes when you live in a democratic state, it almost is a little bit harder because I don't know if you feel this way as like a New Yorker, but you're like, we elected Mamdani, we did our part. Like we're doing our part. You know what I mean? Like we're seeing the blue wave through, like
And we're out of it.
yeah, I
No.
don't know. Like the other states need to get themselves together. But yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
know. I don't know if that's
absolutely
gonna
crazy.
happen. I don't know. This is
I don't
like,
think it's
yeah,
ever gonna happen. But yeah, I need some escapism, and
yeah,
I'm
same.
excited to just chitty chat about stuff.
Well, hey, I mean, so it's Friday, which is great. Any fun weekend plans coming up?
Okay, no, not really, but you know what Friday is? Friday is snack shack day at my
Okay.
daughter's school. So she gets $1 bucks, which really means real money. So we give her
Okay.
$1, $2, which goes a long way at the old snack shack. So that gives her enough money to get a snack, but then they also
Okay.
have these little trinkets, right? These little
Oh,
like,
that's fun. I love a little
well,
trinket.
me too. I'm a trinket girl, and my girl is a trinket girl. So Fridays are fun because she always comes home with like a story and a trinket, and
Oh,
it's our movie night. So then we do dinner and try to get in bed by like 7, and then
yeah.
she picks a Disney movie. And then like halfway through, dad brings us like popcorn and stuff. So that is our Friday night ritual that I live for. And I'm hoping
Oh,
that we can do until she's like, I don't know, like 35, right?
yeah, why not? At the rate this economy is going, yeah, she probably will be living with you until 35. And then
Shed is going to have a completely new
they'll be
purpose
like
in 10
35
years.
is the new 25.
Oh my God, right?
Totally normal to still be living with your parents.
Oh my goodness. What about you?
Football, a lot of football. I feel like there's just going to be a lot
Oh,
of football. No, but
sports.
tonight
Yeah.
I'm getting to do my thing. We're gonna go to a new restaurant. So I'm excited about that. And then I think a little mini golf after.
Fun. Where?
At this indoor mini golf place called Swingers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good time. It kind of feels like you're in Las Vegas
That's
a
so
little
fun.
bit. Yeah.
Is the
It's
place
very
that you
quick.
took me?
It's only 9 holes, but I feel like
Oh,
it
fun.
definitely, it's fun. It's a good time. So that'll be a nice like after dinner Friday night
Where's the dinner spot?
activity in the West Village.
What's it called? Do you want to make a recommendation or should we wait until you actually go and see if you like it and then we
Oh
can talk
no,
about
I'm
it?
happy to say it's called Arvine.
Oh
And we're going because I saw an article that they have a giant garlic knot as a dish.
my God.
That's the dish, a giant garlic knot.
Please take
What
photos
what could be
and
better?
report back next week.
That was all I needed to see. I mean, I didn't even bother reading the article. It was just a
Oh my
picture
God.
and a headline, and I was like, sold.
Do you know what I've been dreaming of, which just shows you where I'm at in my life as far as using food as comfort? Um, okay, the place in Cupertino that we used to go for brunch, Cupertino Cafe.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was just literally called the Cupertino Cafe, right?
Yeah.
Was
And
it?
yeah, I think so. And do you remember that like
No, you're thinking of the place in Los Gatos.
oh, the Los Gatos Cafe?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the Los Gatos Cafe I feel like my memory was we used to line out the door of this place if you've ever been to the Los
Totally.
Gatos Cafe. It's
I bet
crazy.
it's still there.
Yeah. Anyway, but my memory was that we grew up going to this place for years, and it wasn't until the last time that we went that we realized that they had like a massive cinnamon roll
Oh,
that they'll
yes.
bring you out. And we each ordered one, and when it came out, it was like the size of our head, and we were like, "Oh, we could have split that." I've been
Yeah.
dreaming of that specific cinnamon roll.
There are certain places like that in the Bay Area that I miss. I like
Ah.
going to Los Gatos for the day was
Do
definitely
you have a
always
place like
nice.
that though? Like a place that you could just wake up on a Saturday and go get a really solid brunch?
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought you were going to say cinnamon roll because this
Hmm.
city in the last year has become obsessed with cinnamon rolls and they're
A
everywhere
lot
now.
of cinnamon roll content. I think that's
There's
also
just
why.
nothing but cinnamon rolls. There's like
Yeah, okay.
places dedicated to cinnamon rolls. There's
That
people
might be
waiting in
why.
line for to-go cinnamon rolls that come out of
Okay.
a window that are supposed to be crazy. We're at like cinnamon roll overload. Apparently, because people are so sick of it, this year is the year of the donut.
Bring back
So
the year of the donut,
we just
baby.
got Randy's
Yes.
donuts here, in
I
LA.
did.
Randy's. Yeah, so I'm dying to go. And then we just tried this other new one. I can't remember, but it was another new one that opened. So now we're getting all these donut shops. The year of the
Yeah, we got
donut.
a new one too. Well, it's not super new, but it's called like Bad Bakers. Have you been to Bad Bakers when you come here?
So, no, I don't
Okay,
think
I'll
so.
take you. Every donut is kind of like, raised in a way where it's like kind of hollow in the middle. And so they
Yeah.
give you the donut and the shooter, and then you shoot the shooter in.
Oh, see, I don't know if I would like that because I never
I
liked
know.
jelly or like filled donuts
I
growing up.
know. I know. I don't know how
Yeah.
I feel. What is that called? Like a custard?
Yeah. I feel like, and well, to that point too, my donut taste has evolved anyways because, growing up we would get what, those long
Long
chocolate
chocolate.
milk bars, right? Long
Yes.
chocolates, that's what we would call them.
Yes. Yes.
Not filled.
Not filled.
But
No. Oh
I
my
don't even
gosh.
really like that type of dough anymore. Like if I'm, back where you guys are, I would just get like a chocolate old fashioned. Like now
Oh my
at this
God. You're
late stage of
becoming an
life,
old person.
I like an old person donut. Give me a cake donut.
Girl, I do like a cake donut, and I never liked cake donut. It's because cake donuts have a completely different taste profile.
A chocolate old fashioned is like one of the most decadent things that I think you can eat,
Yeah.
depending on the frosting that you're getting.
Yeah. I get
Yeah.
a cinnamon and sugar crumble donut, but it's old
Yeah.
fashioned. The cake, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
If you
we're
don't
gonna
know,
eat,
now you know.
and
Yeah.
we're gonna golf, and we're gonna
Yeah,
watch.
and then we're gonna watch a lot of football.
I know,
Um,
oh, yeah,
but
I know.
it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's a
I
good
I
thing.
I have to take a moment for my earrings though, because I wanted to show you these.
Yeah.
They're making me so nostalgic. I feel like I'm so happy we're doing this. It's giving me an excuse to wear all of the earrings that I truthfully forget I have
So
or never wear.
fair.
But look, they're little bagel bite boxes. This guy like
Now,
made them. They're so cute. They're so delicate. I think that's why I don't wear them.
I know, I
I'm
know.
worried that they're just gonna, I mean, think about it. Once this pops off, you'll be
It's
lucky if you
done.
notice. It's so light, you're
I
not gonna
know,
hear it,
I
right?
know, I know.
And in New York with like the coats and the hats and all of that, you're like, there's just so many chances. So
May I ask, are these plastic or are these actual
they're
boxes?
boxes. I don't
So
know if, let's see if
that is the coolest.
what is it?
Yeah.
It is cardboard, people. So impressive. I
Oh,
mean,
cool. I love it.
I live, I live for shit like this. It just
No,
makes me
that's
so
such a
excited.
great idea. And I was thinking the other day, I was going through some like closet changing, and my husband was like, he wasn't hassling me. He just did make the point that like some of this stuff he has not seen in 10 years,
Yeah, fair.
And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, but I've already done like that big after college call,
Yeah.
and I already regret some of the things I let go only because I have daughters now. So it's things like that where it's like you will pry my earring collection out of my cold dead hands. Like, no,
It's
I'm
you
not
just need
giving up
to
any of my
remind
earrings
him that
ever.
this is a family gene and there's nothing we can do about it.
I'm sorry. I need my accessories, and I need to pass them down
It's
because yes,
just
some of my
innate.
favorite stuff are mom's
Well,
passed
no,
down.
I mean, I think we're just very nostalgic.
Hmm. Absolutely.
I always like, when the Kardashians talk about that, I'm like, yeah, that's like our family is definitely the same way. So I think that
Someone
that's what it is. You're like, I don't want to get rid of it
on
because. But no, to your point about having daughters, it's true. Like, I think I told you this on the phone recently. Like, there are things that I am struggling to part with that do not fit me, or I'm probably not going to wear at this point, but are just so millennial coded
yeah.
that I just kind of want to keep it because I know its value, even though it's not actually worth anything. It's like from Wet Seal but people want some of these brands now that
Oh,
no longer
absolutely.
exist. Even like, especially living in New York with all the vintage stores, I follow a lot of vintage stores. A lot of their stories are like, oh, styling this millennial outfit today. Like one
I
of
know.
the coats I can't get rid of is like a Wet Seal faux fur leopard print coat. And I
Hmm.
swear one of the vintage stores I follow was like styling, and it was the same
Yep.
type of coat.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So I
All of
know
the
what I
TikToks
have,
I've
okay? I just
seen.
don't want to part with it because it's going to come back in style.
I know. I know. Wait, hold
I'm
on.
not going to wear it, but they mean, why let someone else?
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. I have a major tangent, and because you mentioned the Kardashians for 5 seconds, that I have to talk about the Kardashians.
Always have
First
to.
of all, how
There's
dare
always
you?
time to talk about the Kardashians.
Just really quick before we dive in, I saw this TikTok that was like, what just really delights me is that that Timothy is just like sitting around just making the Kardashians fucking giggle. And they're just all just like kicking up their feet. Like Timmy's here to tell us a story. And he's
Act, Timmy, act.
I was
Dance,
like,
monkey, dance.
yeah. And all the comments were like, Kim be giggling the most. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know why that dynamic just
No,
absolutely.
because they bagged themselves an actor.
Well, I mean, and
You know
what the
they're
thing
thrilled.
is, you can't, the reality is that with someone like him, it's already signed, sealed, delivered. If he made horrible movies from 2026 on, it doesn't matter. He would still be considered one of our great actors because of the films that he's made
Well,
already,
yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
like,
look, again, that's like one of
good
the
for him.
fascinating things about wealth. That's why we're all, some of us at least, watching this Palm Beach Netflix show. Because
Oh
at the end of
my
the day, like
Lord.
the Kardashians, what, have two billionaires in the family now, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But that cannot buy you a certain kind of legitimacy that they long for. And he offers that in a very different way. It's very
I
different
don't
thing than a Kanye or I always get ASAP. This is unfortunate. I know I shouldn't say this, but I do sometimes mix them up in my head. Or a Travis. Even a Travis doesn't give them that.
No, 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 not at all. And it was so funny because I won't even say the name of the show because I'm not going to say the name of the show again. So I'll just say the actor. So Connor Story from a very, very popular show that's on right now, he was presenting, oh my God, and I'm going to forget her name. I'm sorry, I have to look it up. It's the principal from Abbott Elementary,
See, I still need to go back and watch Abbott Elementary.
Ava Coleman.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's
Yes,
so
I do know who that
beautiful.
is.
Anyway, so her Ava Coleman and him were presenting at like it wasn't the Critics' Choice Awards, but it was like an Actors Award. And someone on the red carpet asked him some like really saucy question about all the sex scenes in the show that he's in. And
Yeah.
Ava like interrupted and she's like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about his characterization. I'm thinking about his Russian accent. I'm thinking about his presence
Oh, I
on
did see
screen.
this. Yes,
And
she
like
sort of
shut
like
him
coming
down.
to his defense, right? Yeah.
Right. And I mentioned that when you mentioned Timothy to say yes, because this is an like upper echelon of craft
Yeah.
and culture. And
Yeah.
it's not that Ava Coleman is a billionaire, it's that she's respected. And now,
Totally.
like Connor Story, like they're gonna close ranks around him, right? They're
Yeah.
gonna start like protecting him as one of their own. And you're right, you can't buy taste.
100%. Well, okay, so we're already getting into it. Let's just jump to this. I mean, like, I know you were dead when I sent you his little speech to Kai
Oh
Kai
my God.
at
Oh
the
my
Critics
God.
Choice Awards. That was what, just this past
Why,
weekend.
why does it bring me so
Were you
much
were
joy?
you shocked?
Hmm.
I
I'll
was
say this.
not. I was like, okay. I feel like we've been,
We've been
everything's been
tiptoeing
leading.
around this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I wasn't shocked, but I saw, and you know this because this is what happens to women. Everyone wants to have a commentary about the reaction of the woman in the situation when it has nothing to do with Kylie. So anyway, but I saw a TikTok saying like, "Oh, I would have expected her to be more animated about that." And then
What
what
is
I
she
was
supposed to
thinking,
do? Go like, Hercules,
Julia,
Hercules. Like, come on, give me a
I've
break.
been chosen. Like, what do you want her to do?
She mouthed, I love you,
Exactly.
right? Like, I think that's
She had a
enough.
reaction. But my
Actually,
take on
mouthing I
that
love you
too,
is more than any of those actors or actresses' spouses have ever done on any one of these award shows. If we're being
completely,
real, that is more than the average do.
completely.
Usually they just sit there.
Also, I mean, we also have people like what is it? Culkin? What's his first name?
Macaulay.
No, the one that swept last year.
Kyrian.
Make me a baby. It's like those
Terrible.
speeches tend to be a bit aggressive also. It's like, let's not cheer for that shit. Anyway,
Oh, well,
my
like
point,
that ended up working though.
no, I know that got him all the marketing that he
I
wanted.
know. That was, well,
Uh,
no, I mean, they're having another baby.
they're having another baby too. They make cute kids though. I get it. I would, she's okay. Sorry to put a bow on that. My point was that I read the situation more like maybe she was in shock a little bit. Like maybe
Oh,
her
yes.
reaction was genuine because maybe she was like, okay, I love you. Like, thank you. I didn't know you were going to say that. And that's amazing. And I thought it was sweet. And I thought, I also saw other TikToks of saying she's wearing a ring on her pinky.
Mm.
It's interesting he used the word partner, right? Because maybe it is that she's a fiance, but they're not ready to announce that. But he also didn't want to call her a girlfriend. So partner is
Yeah.
that safe in between marketing word that you can use that doesn't.
Maybe, maybe, I mean, look, he has come out, right, and talked about wanting kids and believing in, procreation as your purpose, blah,
Absolutely.
blah, blah, blah. But like, has he said that marriage is, maybe they just, neither one of them want to be married?
The only thing that I can think of is that like he comes from a home of two married, you know what I'm saying? Like his parents are
Yeah.
still together. He
Yeah,
has a
but maybe he's
sister,
like thinking of like, oh, we can just, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell this.
which I mean, they could. I mean, come on.
Probably legally very complicated for her to get married at this point.
I think so. It just doesn't
I don't
even
know
seem.
why she would do it. I feel like it's not really in any of their best interests anymore.
Well, I would okay, and I wonder things like this, and I'm sure, honestly, when I say this, I actually think I could probably find this information if I somehow wanted to. But I think about that when I think of like Nick Jonas and Priyanka. I'm like, did those two really go to a courthouse and sign a piece of paper and get married, or did they have a ceremony?
Yeah.
Because that's someone you're just talking about like two completely disparate worlds. Obviously, there is some like, I think a little bit of industry. I think at least the industry helped set them up. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's totally a fake relationship. I know that people say that it is. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, surely they didn't pen that. There's no wet ink on a marriage license for Nick Jonas, is there?
I don't know. I weirdly believe with them there is actually. Because the
Oh,
Jonas Brothers are
interesting.
very like religious, aren't they? Like I remember them being very religious growing up.
Well, the purity rings,
Yeah,
the most religious.
I feel like they I mean, in the same way I definitely think Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's divorce was real and not fun. I think they're married. I do.
Mm.
I would that would be I don't know. But I hear you. I mean, there was a, enough speculation that it's surprising, I guess, that they're still together.
There
But
was something the other day that he posted, and she was just, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they can post whatever they want to make us believe whatever they want. So, but anyway, it was just him posting her on the couch doing nothing. And then I was thinking, like, yes, this is just proves further that, like, we don't know. You don't
yeah.
know. You have no idea. It could be real or it could be fake. Who cares? Well, actually, we care here on Rhinestoned. We care deeply, I
How
think.
could we not? Um, yeah, I think so. Look, I getting back, I guess, to the Kylie and the Timmy of it all. I
What'd you
agree with
think?
you. I feel like good for her.
Yeah.
I agree with you that I think she was surprised
Hmm.
because I don't think she would be thinking that he's going to say something,
Why would he? Why would he have to?
especially like at the Critics' Choice Awards. Like, isn't that? I mean, I don't know. To me, it always has felt like a more serious event to a certain extent.
Well, I think
Um,
also too, it's like, okay, when he says, I couldn't have done this without you, I think a lot of people were like, yeah, you could have, right? Here's the thing. You have to, at that level. when you are gone for a year making Dune 3, you have to have someone who understands that and wants to be a part of that journey with you and be away from you for a year or take
Yeah,
their private jet to come see you and wherever Dune 3 is, filmed or whatever. But like I think yeah, it's like what he's saying is I want intimacy. I want someone in my life and I couldn't do it with anyone else because no one else would understand this life but someone like you, which is why he
that's what
keeps
I
on
think is
going
so bizarre.
after.
Yeah.
This is why he also keeps on dating the same. I mean, you went from Madonna's daughter to Johnny Depp's daughter to Kylie Jenner, which is like he
It's a
dates
type.
a very particular type of woman who already knows what's up, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I just feel like that type of commentary, who are we to say? Like I think it's so silly that people think like that they know,
Yeah.
what
The
that
inner
partnership
working.
really looks like, how much time they spend together. Like we don't know. I
Now,
don't
I
truly
will
know.
say, what if now this if one day there are photos that come out of Timmy with the kids, now we're having a different
Well,
conversation.
that's
Now
the
it's
thing
like,
everyone wants
this
to
is
know.
real, you know?
I think he probably already is taking care of those kids, no?
I'm sure they love him. He got his name on the gingerbread house this year at the Kris Jenner Christmas gathering. He's in, baby.
I just don't from what we know of her life, it just would not be plausible that he is not spending a lot of time with those kids.
I don't think so.
There's just no way.
I
She
don't.
brings them with her everywhere. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
I
the
don't
thing.
see how just
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
make
when I
sense.
say PJ to the Dune set, you don't think the kids are coming?
Yeah.
Even if there's a nanny, the kids are coming.
Yeah, I would find that hard to believe that this whole time they've just been like, you know, oh, we'll just meet
Although,
up.
oh my God. And this is like, duh, when I say this, right? But it was just like, okay, yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, you can't just take your kids out of school and like, duh,
Yeah.
right? But like that did hit me because this is the first year that my daughter's been, in public education in
Yeah.
school. Um, and yeah, we got like a reminder note being like, hey, but it was, I mean, honestly, she got sick. She got sick like 3 times just
Yeah,
because
you
it's
can
all the
can't do
summer
anything about
things.
it.
Yeah. And so, first year in elementary school, you're going to get sick a bunch. But yeah, it does. Truancy is real, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I guess I only say that because I do know those kids are actually enrolled in a real school and she doesn't homeschool them. But I guess maybe that's why you enroll them in some sort of celebrity private school, right? So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, they might have. I'm sure that they have like flexibility, but I don't know. I personally am excited because I think we're definitely going to be seeing some Timmy and Kylie babies. It's bound to happen. I think it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later.
those babies are going to be
Maybe
tiny. Those babies are going to be 5'5", by the way.
I don't care. They're going to be cute.
Oh no, they'll be adorable, but they are going to be tiny little
They'll be
people.
little actors and actresses. Well, I'm trying to think what else. So, did you see there was another, I think like I'm trying to think of other things that came out of the Critics' Choice Awards. I think I saw something about Rose Byrne. I think she won. And that
Oh, did
Ethan
she?
Hawke. Yeah, I think Ethan Hawke introduced her basically, but he did it
Okay.
like telling this story um that she had written a book review of his book when she was 16 years old and basically panned it, like said it was not good. And he like dug it up and read it.
Good for him.
It's so funny.
Love that. Oh,
And
well, I love that
then
she won. We were just talking about how much we love her.
I
Literally, like I
know
think last week.
I just watched the movie that I think she's up
If
for. If I had
you
legs,
have
I'd
legs,
kick
I kick
you.
you. Right. You were talking about that. That was one of your
Like a
recommendations.
horror film about motherhood.
Yeah, I still need to watch it. I have so many things I
Very,
want to
very
watch.
much like discourage. I don't even want to say. You should watch it though.
Well,
It's like
then
a
there was the
thriller.
Jennifer Lawrence joint that came out too. Die, My Darling.
I don't see the reason I watched the Rose Byrne movie is it's much more highly rated than the Jennifer Lawrence
Okay.
one. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like Jennifer Lawrence is struggling to get a good movie.
Well, here's the thing that disappoints me is that Robert Pattinson is like an incredible actor. And I do think if you were to listen to, like, I listened to this new one on Spotify, this new podcast. And anyway, when they talk about him, like they like film critics really respect Robert Pattinson, is what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I feel like he just doesn't get great roles. And this is another one where it's like, all the pieces were there, right? You have this
Yeah.
amazing leading lady. It's this really, I'm sure it was a wonderful script to read, but yeah, that's not translating, especially in a time where, yeah, people want escapism. I don't think they want raw reality. And so if you are going to give raw reality, you kind of have to turn it into something like that, like a horror show, you know?
Well, that's what was interesting. Yeah. So that's a great point. Like the Rose Byrne movie, it's pretty much reality, but there are these weird kind of fantastical elements,
Mhm.
I would say, that
Weapons was another one that's like
make it
reality of
interesting.
kids,
Yeah.
but they made it a horror show, horror
Yeah.
movie. I didn't see Weapons either, though.
I don't know.
Wait, if I had legs, if I'd kick you, is that bloody?
No, it's just more of like disturbing, I guess you could say, in certain
Okay.
parts.
Okay, maybe I
Not
could.
bloody. It's
Okay.
not bloody. It's just mostly like it's just dark. It's like kind of a
Mhm.
dark commentary, I think, on motherhood.
Okay. Okay. I'll try.
You should watch it. I think you'll like
I
it.
know. I know. It's good to expand your mind and see and watch things that you
You
know.
just trust me. Watch it. I
Okay.
definitely think you'll be into it.
I will. I'll make it a goal by like next, not that we need to talk about it again, but actually it'll be post Golden Globe, so it'll be good for me to have watched it before
Yeah.
Sunday, if I can.
Well, then I think the other thing that happened, I saw, because I think Chelsea Handler was the host, right? I think
Yeah.
she made some joke to Leonardo DiCaprio about like being on the yacht in St. Bart's, but that was something else we were going to talk about, which is like we're only a few days into the new year, the first celebrity drama,
Which
all of them
is,
getting stuck out in St. Bart's over New Year's Eve.
can you explain what the drama
Champagne,
was with
champagne
that?
problems.
What was that? Was that Venezuela? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, it was. Okay.
Basically, because of everything that happened in Venezuela, it grounded all of these flights in the Caribbean and surrounding places. So they all got stuck.
For how many days? Do you know?
Well, I think it sort of depended on like what level of celebrity that you are.
Oh, okay.
I think like, certain people maybe got away out, but no, like definitely a lot of people and like influencers were stuck for like days. And normies are still stuck.
Now, okay, question for you.
There's like families losing their minds on TikTok that are like, oh my God, like I saw this woman in New Jersey like freaking out that her kid's gonna get like if you get so many absences, kind of to your earlier
Yeah,
point, in Jersey, you can get held back a grade.
yeah, it's so,
So they're
see?
like stranded in Aruba and like
Oh my God.
having to pay for another 7 day, I mean 7 night.
Now is it well, because what was the date of that? It was post New Year's. I was gonna say, is it
Yeah.
the proximity and being stuck that joined Tom and Alex together? But no, that was
No, this was
pre.
before they got stuck. And I'm
Okay,
sure
okay.
that those two, I think I follow her. It looked like she definitely
Was
got
clear.
got off. But this was I'm so fascinated by like look, I guess this is it's who he dates is always going to be a story. So that side I
Yes,
get,
yeah.
but like people were in such a tizzy about this.
Oh, people did not like it. I get it because listen, we do have a lot of commentary all the time about age gap relationships, and this is a 20-year potentially. I mean, we don't even know if this is a
Yeah.
relationship, but it is
But
gonna
she's
hook up.
25. Like I think I would feel differently if she was like 21, 22. Like she's 25 years old. Like the woman's 5 years away from 30. I like at a certain point I think like can she not make her own decisions?
I don't
Her brain's fully
know.
formed.
I don't know. I think, uh,
Can you not see the appeal? You
oh my God.
go back to your 25-year-old self, right? You have somehow accumulated enough wealth and fame now, okay? You're coming off of Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, just put yourself in this, you're coming off of Dancing with the Stars. Someone probably invites you to St. Bart's because I saw she was on a yacht. I doubt that that was the yacht, like a yacht that she owns. Someone is like, "Hey,
No. No, and I
hey,
want to talk about that in a second.
yeah,
Go on.
do you want to come to St. Bart's with us for New Year's?" Yes, absolutely, I do. Thank you.
What outfit
Get
do you,
there.
oh, me?
It's
I'm like, what
beautiful.
colors do you like?
Exactly. And then let's
Let me
say
buy
I'm gonna
bikini.
guess it's like the first night. They're like, okay, we're going to a party tonight. Okay,
Oh, for
cool.
sure.
Get there. Who's there? Tom Brady. I don't
Also,
know. I mean,
it's networking, dude. Like it is at a certain point. She is a smart girl. She is a businesswoman. She went to college. She knows.
I would bet money that this was not the first time they've met.
No, I
Even that, give me a break. What are
absolutely,
we talking about? Like sometimes
absolutely.
people's reaction to these stories is like, Oh my God, can you believe that this just happened? Like, give me, they've definitely met before.
Okay, so here's the deeper here. Okay, because this opens the door to this conversation. All right, here we go. Yachting, being a yacht girl.
Yeah.
So Nina Dobrev and Shaun White broke up, right? And she was like, she had broken her knee or going snowboarding with him like a year and a half ago. So she was kind of like off her Nina Dobrev because I think she's like a huge yogi. I mean, that girl has always had like an amazing
Yeah.
bod on her,
Yeah.
but then she like broke her knee and was in this relationship and then got out of the relationship and she was looking like fine. Okay. Nina Dobrev on New Year's Eve is on a yacht. I mean,
I
she's
saw this.
looking hotter than she's
So
ever
good.
looked in her whole life. And then I saw some comments that were like, yeah, because she's back on yachts, because like this is now what she needs to do. She needs to land her next whale. And the way that you do that, if you're someone like Nina Dobrev,
Yacht circuit.
you don't get acting gigs anymore. She's not acting, she's not making money. You're not leading a TV show on Vampire Diaries anymore.
Yeah.
You're yachting and you're
Yeah.
getting called out and flown out and and that doesn't mean that it's sex. I think it literally does mean like to some degree networking. Like
Yeah.
let's come see
Or
you.
just like your presence
Is
is,
appreciated.
yes, or is
Makes the
going to be
party.
advantageous to the host or whoever is inviting
Absolutely.
you along.
And they might be even, I know this because I used to have a friend who was in the industry, modeling specifically, and would be booked. I'll even name names. I don't care. Michael Phelps used to go to Vegas a lot and get tables back before he was married. And he loved to fill that table, like that Dan Balzerian guy. He
Yeah,
loved to fill his tables with beautiful women. And he would do it through a modeling agency. So everything was on the up and up so that he was never
100%.
like, oh, I was baiting women. He would just like call up an agency and be like, I want to book 15 models and then fly them out. And it was all like on the up and up. So even that, Nina Dobrev, her talent agency could be getting called. Like, I'm not saying it's salacious. I'm just saying it's a really interesting side of Hollywood that I do think now I've heard about enough where I'm like, I think I believe that this might be a thing.
Well, to your point of networking, I don't even think she has to necessarily be in the middle of what that could be. It could be as simple as like someone knowing that they need to network or get something from someone else and that that person would be
Correct.
impressed by the presence of a celebrity. I don't even think that they're necessarily
Boom.
like involved. It's just like, hey, I'm trying to close a deal with so and so.
You
Like,
would give
let
me
me invite them to my
legitimacy.
yacht and they'll see the type of people that I surround myself with. I think
Yes.
that's kind of to a
Yes,
certain
that's such
extent.
a good point. That's such because it's talent.
Which is
She's
also exactly why how I know that Alix Earle and Tom Brady have met each other before this trip in New Year's Eve. Give
100%.
me a break.
Listen, the one thing that I will say about Alix Earle, and I know that this could be like a little bit yawn, whatever, but I do think that, especially when it comes to what she shares on her TikTok, like I'll give you a quick example. This girl has like horrible acne, real bad. And
I love how honest she is about
she's
that. As
so
someone who struggles
honest,
with acne, I really like appreciate how transparent she is. She
and
shows everything.
and even when it comes to her body, like she's so honest where it's like, look at me, look at my sister, look at my little sister, look at my mom. Like, yes, do I put a lot of time and effort into the way that I look for sure, but like it is genetic and I am genetically blessed. And it's like,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alex, because
Just
that's
be
what it is.
just be real. Yeah.
Yeah, be real. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
love it.
I
I
think
think it's
like
great.
look, I don't think this is going to be a lasting relationship. I think people need to calm down. I think the whole like age conversation is kind of boring at this point because I don't think she's a child. Like I think
Right.
she can make her own decisions and I'm sure she had a lot of fun. I'm sure if it continues past St. Bart's, she'll continue to have fun and let her live. I think all of us would be making the same decision, quite
Well,
frankly.
like, yeah, I would imagine too, it's like great chat. I mean, I would
Yeah.
imagine that this man has like, do you remember? Do you remember on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when Erica finally had everyone over to her house and she like wheeled out Tom and he started telling these like old Hollywood stories from
And they
like
all loved it. They were eating it up.
and
Yeah.
it was like yeah, I mean I'm sure it's great chat. I'm sure he has
Well,
wonderful
there has
stories.
to be something there because I agree. Most of the time, he does look like he would be pretty boring to be around, but I agree with you. I bet he has great
When
stories.
he comes alive in the nighttime. We
Yeah,
don't know. We don't know.
he's one of those undercover. fun
He's
people.
undercover. Yeah. Yeah. But that's another thing though. You don't know. Like that's the fun part of it all is that you don't know. Like this man
Yeah.
could be an absolute freak.
Or he
So
could just be looking specifically for women that are going to bring that fun into his life. And I think like Alix Earle probably fits that bill.
also, I think
Now,
too, when your kids are a little bit older, you have the freedom of dating someone like Alix Earle. You know, I think when your kids are younger, you might feel like, but when
oh,
your
he
kids
doesn't
are,
care anymore. I think now that
yeah,
Giselle has had a baby with that other guy, it's like,
exactly. It gives him freedom, right? It's like,
oh yeah,
I can do what
I
I
think
want to
he
do.
officially can do whatever he wants. So the other thing though that I thought was really interesting, so it wasn't just so obviously like a lot of them got stuck. I think again, like depending probably on your wealth and status, sort of dictated how long you were stuck. What was interesting though is so Bethany was there. You know I love Bethany. And she took her daughter. And
Yeah.
it's also been interesting
Friend.
her like as part of this explaining why she took her daughter. So I think she clearly feels like she needs to defend the decision in the first place. But she's been having a lot of videos just about how awful of an experience they ended up having. And it's
Oh.
interesting because, she's someone that like, as she kind of is explaining, and I've seen this about her for years, they're vacationing like in San Tropez, Aspen, like, and she was saying this, like she likes to go places where like they know they're gonna eat some good food, and also maybe there are some things they can do, mother and daughter, to have a bit of fun.
Mhm.
And so she had said like she'd been to St. Bart's before, some of the like lunch stuff, whatever, she thought would be a good time. Apparently though, and this happens to all places. Like this is what's happened like to the Hamptons in the last couple of years. Apparently this was the official like St. Bart's has kind of ended as a moment of true luxury because it's
Okay.
so popular. She just was saying it
Uh-huh.
was just not fun.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
there's just, and I knew exactly what she was talking about because I've
Yeah.
been in a couple of situations like that before.
Yep.
She said they were at some of the lunch disco clubs and it's just I think the main point she was making, she was like, it's not what I want my daughter to think is reality. And that
Well,
she
dude.
felt bad as a mother, like that she had made a bad choice,
Yeah. Yeah.
essentially, in
Yeah.
in bringing her there and showing that this was normal. She said there were lots of other kids Bryn's age that were walking around dropping $10,000 at
Right.
tables and things like that. I mean, I don't even think Bryn is even of close to of age. So
14.
it did not sound like a good time. They left on Christmas Day. So, I mean, sorry, on New Year's Day. So I think that's why they even were able to get out because it was right
Okay.
before everything happened with Venezuela because she was just miserable. And she said when they got
Oh,
home, Bryn was like, can we please not do a vacation like that? But
uh,
the reason I'm bringing this up, and I am not trying to suggest anything, I just think this is a funny sort of rumor that I've seen now. So she's since come back from the trip and is experiencing an insane rash. She got a bacterial infection. There's also a separate rumor that apparently St. Bart's is full of chlamydia right now.
Lydia. Which
So
like,
I do wonder if she's regretting showing that she has, because now, I mean, look, I don't think she has chlamydia, but people are making this link and it's so unfortunate.
oh no, I saw that too, and she was so like the video before the chlamydia stuff came out. She's like, look, they're like pus-filled things. I was like, Bethany, I
Overshare.
don't, I don't know. One of the things that I will say about that was, and maybe you saw it, there was a TikTok of I always is it Lauren Sanchez or Laura Sanchez, Bezos's wife.
I thought it was
Laura.
Lauren. No.
Lauren. Yeah, it's Lauren. Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos, I believe, I think in maybe St. Bart's. I don't know, but they're
Yes, they were.
sitting,
Yeah.
there's okay, they were in St. Bart's and they're sitting at a couch and a girl's coming. It's like a party and a girl in the middle of the
Yeah.
day,
Day
all
day
these
disco.
people. The girl's coming out with the sign. Another one had a sparkler as Lauren's like on the thing. And the commentary is just like, wow, like to have reached the absolute pinnacle of success
Yeah.
and status and like money and the fun that you want to have is like the fun that you and I used to have 15 years ago in Vegas when we
Yeah.
had no money. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that's so harrowing and like sad
But
to think about, you
but
know?
I see I like I have okay, I have seen this take and I disagree with it. I think people are forgetting something. He never got to do this before.
Okay.
This is why I say like we are like people do not want to let others live. We are in like peak moment of like not letting others just live their lives.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos has
He's like
never
in the
been
cubicle, he's
with a
coding
woman
down.
who knew how to do any of that, wanted to do any of that. Okay. This guy is a nerd through and through. Okay. Like people need to go back and watch old videos of Jeff Bezos and remind yourself that there was no one in his orbit that would have been cool enough to go to La Garite in St. Bart's and buy a table and have bottle girls come. Like this
It's
is just
true.
it wasn't gonna happen. Let this man live. He is finally getting to do things that if we're lucky enough, some of us have done certain
Yeah.
points in our life or
Yeah.
still aspire to do, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
aspirationally speaking. So when I see that, I have such a different take. I'm like, he is having the best time ever. Like he
Yeah.
is loving this. There is
Yeah.
a reason for him to be there. His wife is there. He's entertaining his wife's friends.
Yeah.
They're entertained.
Yeah.
Right? And he has the money to drop to do it all day long. Like
And yes,
I'm so jealous of where he is at in his life. Like I would trade places with him any day and sit there and do that.
that's so glass half full, and I love that take. And I also think too, it goes along with, people will say like, well, why what does he see in her? It's not like she was a billionaire. They kind of ran in the same circles. She was obviously married to someone who had a lot of money, right? And she was like a personality of some sort, but kind of a little of a random of a choice for him. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know why? Because she probably fucks him often and enthusiastically.
And she knows how to spend money.
And that's like, to your point, probably something that he never really had, you know?
I
And
just
if
think,
and if you
yeah.
marry a 25-year-old who's only with you for your money, they're not going to be doing that either, you know?
Look,
So
I
it's
think his
like,
ex is a saint. Isn't she the one that's like giving away all of the money that she got from
yeah,
him and all of that, right? So like I've never heard anything bad about her. But again, did not look like a woman that would be partying in St. Bart's in a short
no,
dress. Just
no,
didn't, not the vibe. And now
no,
he has that,
no,
you know? I
yeah,
think the reason I know this is because of the whole like him building the model of her into the boat.
yes,
Okay? This is a man that has been waiting his whole life to carve a woman into a boat. And now he finally gets to do it.
yeah, I know,
Okay?
I know.
Think about this.
Oh, I love it.
So few of us will ever get to experience the joy of that,
I
you know?
know, I
So I
know.
think we should just, yeah. So, anyways, I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay.
I think there's still some people stuck in the Caribbean. I do feel bad for some of the normies because, look, people
You're just
are
trying to get
giving
a
a really
vacation.
hard time to people online that are complaining about this. And I think it's really unfair because I do understand, like, okay, you've just taken your whole family away to a great vacation. Now you're complaining about it, right? But at the end of the day, no one would want to get stuck like that, okay? Like, and it's not their fault. It's a totally normal thing to have a family vacation over New Year's. It's totally normal to pick a place that is close
Thank
to get to. If
you.
you like, let's say live on the East Coast, you're going probably to Aruba or Bahamas or someplace like that. Okay. No one plans to be there an extra 7 days because our president is just doing whatever he wants every other day. Like, so I think we need to just be a little bit more sensitive and sympathetic in 2026. Like, that would suck for any one of us. No one wants a vacation to continue. When your vacation is
Oh my
done,
God.
and that's the other
Yeah,
thing, like people forget we're human beings. When you go to a vacation, you know what the end date is in your head, whether it's the actual date or you're leaving that Friday, Saturday. When you get to that day, you mentally check out of the vacation. Or
absolutely.
at
And
least
there's
maybe
nothing
women
better
do.
than
I
being
don't know.
home.
Men probably this is not the case. But for women, we then
We're
know,
done.
okay, it's time to go home. We're ready
Yes.
to go home. And then
Yes.
imagine finding out you can't go home.
Yes.
Nightmare.
I'm the
Nightmare
one,
situation.
I'm the one on the vacation that's like, yeah, that day of, I'm like, let's get all packed up. Let's get ready. We're going to organize everything. The room is going to be clean. Like I'm ready to go,
Yeah,
Like
it's over. Time
it's
to leave.
over. And there's no like, it's really hard for me to want to like, I've been on group vacations where people were like, well, we have the whole day before the flight. I'm like, what whole day before the flight? I am mentally back home
You're like
or
by
I'm
the
mentally
time we leave for the airport, you're doing the work back, right? I'm like,
what? You want to go to brunch and have a mimosa, boozy brunch and get no, you're crazy. There's no day before the flight. Wait, what was I gonna say about something? Maybe it was Lauren Sanchez. It'll come back to me. Whatever.
Well, let's move on. I
Yeah,
think,
what's
look,
next?
good for celebrities. They had a great time and then they got stuck. They'll heal. But I feel bad for the normies out there. But it was an exciting Bravo week. We were
Sure
finally
was.
back.
Wow, big week for Bravo.
I thought it was so odd that they only aired Salt Lake last week. That was just such a weird choice.
And honestly, maybe it's because they just wanted us all to forget about Salt Lake.
Well, I do think I don't even remember what happened on last week's episode anyway, so it doesn't matter. But no,
Okay.
I think they want us to remember. I just feel like for some reason, I think that they are, clearly trying to keep some sort of timeline that we get to the reunion at a certain point and all of
They
that.
are really wanting that reunion to be explosive.
I don't know if it's going to be, but okay, so final episode. Did it feel like a final episode to you? That's what I wanted to ask.
God, but okay, here's my issue. Receipts, proof, timeline was so explosive as a season ender that
Yeah.
I feel like what we're trying to do is last year we had that ending where it's like write down what you hate about people, and that was an attempt to
Yeah.
create this like and this felt like a reheating of last year where it was like, okay, now we're going to do the same thing but we're going to do it through this play. I don't know. I heard this. I'm repeating this part because I did hear this somewhere else. I want to say maybe it was that Turtle Time podcast I listened to, but I do think that maybe there needs to be some sort of mechanism by which the season is filmed longer than the season is intended to be edited to, so that these
Yeah.
women don't know that they're filming the finale, that the finale is simply edited from
Something
all these
else.
because I think what we're seeing is like they're really trying to create this like fiery finale moment that just feels to me very produced.
It feels very produced, but I also think like for me, the best season enders do have a sense of closure.
Yeah,
And I feel like this is, I don't know. To me,
I
maybe
get
they're
what you're
doing
saying
it with the
there.
other franchises and I'm not thinking about it as much. But with Salt Lake in particular, to your point, it does feel like we're constantly being set up for something that has to continue into the reunion.
Mhm.
And as a viewer, I think I actually enjoy the reunions more when it's more just like, hey, we're catching up since the
Same,
end, not
same.
that we're like having to bring in
Coming to
some.
fight.
And I think the reason for that is we all know that there is space between the end of a season and when the reunion occurs. That's what makes the reunions interesting.
Right,
So when you pull it back from this, it's making us all feel like nothing has really moved forward,
right,
right? And
right.
that to me makes the reunions less interesting.
And I think
The
for me
same
too, it's
reason
like
it's the same reason that like Secret Lives of Mormon, like I love the show, but the reunions suck because they are just filming it all so quickly that the reunion is so out of place of the timeline of what we're all even watching as viewers. So I
yes,
think it's starting to like jumble things in a weird
yes,
way.
yes. There used to literally be time in between that women would come back with new body parts.
That's what I'm saying. Now it just sort of feels like, oh, and we're picking up from unresolved Grease. I'm sure that's how it's all going to start, right?
Right.
Like because
Yeah.
there was no resolve. There was
Yes.
just, like I don't know. So I actually haven't done too much digging to see because, everyone takes sides. I don't know. This probably is an unpopular opinion or it's not because I know people of Bronwyn. I'm still on Lisa and Meredith's side. I don't care. Like I know people hate Lisa. I know Meredith's very controversial. I just feel like they came out looking
The best.
better
Yeah.
at the end of that and the rest of them just look like kind of I don't know. There's just something, when Lisa came over and told Whitney, uh, get away, like I'm safe for her, you're not right now. I was so happy she did that because, like,
Lisa
Whitney
stepped
doesn't know
up
when
in
to
the end.
quit. Like, what would make you think after that exchange that Meredith still wants to speak with you? Like,
You're
sometimes that's the part where these women, to me, become so deranged on camera. And that's where, to your point about being too produced, right? Like, they've become so trained on, like, getting the moment that you're going to get scenes exactly like the one we did, where Whitney is chasing after Meredith in these final moments, thinking that there's going to be
desperate.
some like conversation worth having or
Yep.
some like valuable exchange. And we all know that's not going to happen because
No.
we all know Meredith has already shut down. right?
Right.
So I'm just like, there's
And
moments like
Heather
that where I'm just so
crying.
tired of watching that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't, yeah. And like Heather's like so emotional because Meredith won't engage, right? Her favorite thing. But like, and Meredith coming back to them and kind of being like, what's the goal? And I get what Mary's saying. I understand Mary's retort. She's coming from a place where she has literally seen the deterioration of her own son because of drugs. So I do understand that there might be like this kernel of truth in Mary that's like, I don't want to see another person in my life that I do
Yeah.
care about go down that path. But I think maybe I'm just sensitive to this, but for me, the reason I'm on Meredith's side is because it's like these women are like, no, you're miserable. No, you don't know you're miserable. Oh, you think you're happy? You're not. And it's like, how can you sit there and tell someone that their husband is cheating on them, that they're
Yeah.
miserable, that they're unhappy? It's like, you don't, I hate that energy because it's like you don't know someone enough to know. Even I've learned this when it comes to marriages. We can be so, I mean, I guess everyone knows this, right? But we can be so sure that we have a couple figured out. But the reality is, you have no idea the inner working of their home life. You
You
don't
don't know
know.
what they've arranged. You don't know.
You
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah.
It's
The thing
so
that like drove me absolutely crazy because I just think again it illustrates like they're so wound up about Meredith is, so obviously the most interesting part of the episode I think was this final scene, right? Where they had kind of talked with this woman earlier who crafted that into a play, and then we're seeing them all act out, different things that they've said about
Greek
each other.
tragedy of some sort
Yeah.
about sisterhood, I guess, in a
We get
veiled
to the end of
way.
that. Bronwyn, incredibly vulnerable.
Mhm.
One of she's so good at playing the housewife game. One of the most vulnerable
So good.
housewives on camera ever.
Yep.
Can always just be so self-aware, say exactly, it just she's so good at getting a viewer to be endeared to her, in my opinion.
Yes. Yes.
Cut to Lisa. Also very vulnerable. And so like
Right.
so far everyone is receiving this. Everyone is taking it on board.
Right.
We get to Meredith, another probably most vulnerable out of even those two, right? Like Meredith opens up even more than
Which I
Lisa
was
and
shocked
Bronwyn
at
does, immediately jumping on her.
immediately.
That was where for me, like
Bad
any
weather.
doubt I had about like, am I kind of on Whitney and Heather's side?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like any conflict that I had
Hmm.
about this situation ended in that moment because I'm
Yes.
like, this woman just cried and like
Yes.
finally told you what's going on to the best of her ability, and you
Yes.
all jumped down her throat the second after she did it. It was almost comical. I mean, it wasn't because it was hard to watch, but I was like,
But it's like, what are we doing here?
I don't
Like,
think they
what
even
are we
realized
doing
it.
here?
It
Well,
just,
okay, and I do think that this is a little bit where, if we're thinking about the reboot of the New York Housewives, this is where I think it failed
yeah.
because I think within this dynamic, oh my God, it almost goes to the Ashley. It'll be a great if we want to still talk about the Ashley Tisdale of it all,
Oh,
because
we're
this is
getting into
exactly the
that.
yeah, this is exactly the dynamic that I think that she didn't realize was going on, which is this. You have to have, that's okay to have a big friend group, but within that friend group, you do have to have a couple of solid friendships that you take out of that friend group and you nourish and you really give extra time
Yeah.
to, because it's impossible to think that you're going to be the same friend with like 11 people. And I think in the Housewives, this is where, again, repeating myself, the reboot of New York failed was because they didn't have anyone who was like, okay, they might come after her, but she's my girl. I'm down for her. I will fight for her. And this is where you get these takedown seasons of,
Yeah.
it happened with Katie in the OC, right? Where it's like she was off by episode 2. Katie was gone because they all went after Katie. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's not,
No one to stand up for
you
her,
should,
back her.
yes, we need to stop casting so individually that it's on the women to then create these fake alliances
Yeah.
like Garcelle and Sutton, right? Where it's like now it's like, okay, yeah, do they have each other's back? Sure, but the reason why that
It's
relationship
just like the
deteriorated, so
coworker that you
thank you.
befriend because it's a little bit easier to have
It's
someone that you can
strategic.
like
Yes.
maybe, find out some information from at some
Yes.
point, or,
Yes.
maybe they'll do you a solid if you need some sort of work-related favor,
Right.
which in the case of these ladies would be like, could you maybe have my back on this one thing? Okay, cool, thank you.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
I just, yeah, I
Like,
agree.
I don't know if you saw that. I'll make a quick tangent here. Did
They
you ever
hate that, to
see?
your point though, they hate that Lisa and Meredith are real friends. That's what it comes down to. We're
Oh,
sort of back to the
100%.
beginning all over again.
100%. They're trying to tear these two. And this is the thing, too. It did work a little bit, right? We did hear fucked every man in New York. That was a hot
Still to
mic,
this
though.
day, some of the best few minutes of Housewife television.
Really is. I
Lisa
mean, you gotta
Barlow
give it to
delivers,
Lisa.
people. Okay, I can, how can you not like her? I
If
mean,
you don't understand the magic of Lisa,
it is honestly one of the best hot mic moments in all of reality
you
television.
don't get it. You don't get it. It is up there with Luann's post-wedding party where Barbara was hot mic saying she would rather get married and divorced than call off this engagement. And that's exactly what happened. Like Lou was married for 5 hours after
Yeah,
the wedding
and
or
then
something. Yeah, I'm sick of that. I think we need to have more serious, like at least a couple, like twosomes, serious twosomes that come in.
yeah,
And again, I don't know if we're gonna get into Southern Charm, but I'm seeing it in Southern Charm too. This whole like Vanita and Sally, and they're trying to sell me that these two are best friends. I'm like, okay, so then Vanita has a new best friend every season. That's not a thing that
no,
happens when you're
it's not
30 years
believable.
old. You don't
Well,
have
okay,
two
so
best
yeah,
friends every year.
before we get into
Sorry.
Southern Charm, next week reunion, we'll definitely be talking about that here. So, Rhinestoners, drop us a comment if there's something in particular you want us to discuss about the reunion. The only other thing I wanted to mention just about this last episode is the timing, because
Uh,
it is airing right at the same time as people are starting to discover and watch this documentary on Mary that is on HBO.
mhm, mhm.
I have watched most of it. I say most because
Oh,
I definitely fell asleep during a good portion of it, and now I'm too lazy to go back and rewatch because I don't really feel like having to figure out which sections I was asleep on the couch for and which
or
ones I weren't. But I think I got the general gist, and it is really just so crazy to me. If Andy does not bring this up at the reunion, I am going to be livid.
mm,
Like, I guess they would have already filmed it though. But we just continue to overlook everything with Mary.
yeah, yeah,
It's wild. Like this
yeah.
documentary, I thought, oh, okay, maybe it'll just, be like again, them like having talking heads, resurfacing some of the things that we already know. No, they have her sister. Her sister is on
What
the
is her sister
documentary.
saying?
Mary's a terrible person.
Right. Yeah.
They have people that she's grown up with, like, they have photos of Mary, 5, 6 years old, and then they're interviewing the person in the photo next to her.
Oh
Okay?
my
These
God.
are like people that are
Mm.
definitely close to her. And I mean, it's so rich, like they bring up the guy that was on, I think it was last season, but the guy that Lisa Barlow brought onto the show to tell Meredith about
Right,
Mary.
right.
And then I don't know if you remember that he passed away, sadly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
didn't know
passed
that.
away apparently from a brain tumor. But it gets into that and that they were having an affair. And he told multiple people that him and Mary were having an affair. The core focus of it is
Mm.
obviously a lot of the allegations around her being in a cult and then also just continuing to drain people
Uh, Right.
of their money. And I think the thing that is just so fascinating is that like so many of these allegations at this point, you're like, they have to be true to a certain extent, given like some of the proof they have, all of that. And Mary is just continuing to collect a paycheck on this show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, and then furthermore, what is it about Salt Lake and these women that just love taking advantage of people for money?
Grifting?
Why
Just
is this the
absolutely
con? Is
grifting?
this like the Salt Lake con?
Well,
People, if you want to go and take advantage of people and get their money easily, move to Salt Lake
Salt
City.
Lake City.
That's where you want to do it.
There is nothing more diabolical than Whitney thinking an appropriate storyline for this season would be trying to garner sympathy from us because her MLM failed. It's like, Whitney, okay, so you weren't able to scam people? Uh, I'm sorry. Like, what
Too
are you
bad.
talking about? We're like Alibaba and scamming. It's like, I don't.
It is
That
crazy. I just think we really need to think about this. I know that's why people like it too, and that's an element of it, but like, I don't know. It's just for me, the reason that I would recommend people watch it is because it does recontextualize what you're then watching on Salt Lake. Because you're like, wow, she still has a job, she's still here, she's still doing all of these things, and her family is out there on HBO giving credibility to a lot of the rumors that
yeah.
have been swirling about her. So I'm just very curious, I guess, to see like if Mary is going to continue to be on the show. I don't understand how we're not bringing this to life, how we're not talking about this. Like it's a
Well,
little odd.
and honestly, not to get like too, but I would say there is a certain, not that there's like levels to, well, there is levels to crime. So there is. I was going to say sin, but uh, taking advantage of someone's like religion and faith, I think is a particularly icky layer of crime. Like that to me feels like,
Yeah.
these poor people who are thinking giving you money is going to potentially pave a road into heaven or something. It's like that is a particular level of grift that is so
Even the guy
smarmy.
that she slept with, he apparently got involved with her in the first place because he had told friends that he had been saving up for years looking for a home church. And then when he found Mary, he started giving because
And
he had been intentionally, I
that's
mean,
so sad because then it's like you're buying your way into this sort of like community too. And it's like then that's not real community.
no.
This is
Just some of the things she's accused of saying, it's awful.
it's
You got to watch it. I just
it
if
makes
I
me
mean,
sad.
I'm going to be very curious. I think again the timelines probably won't match up for Andy to have asked about it, but I'm going to need some sort of something before we just are going into a new Salt Lake season and Mary is still there. Like
Uh,
I don't
we have
understand
to
how we're
address
like
it.
or like how the housewives are. I mean, it's a whole HBO series now, you know? Like I it's just very weird. Anyways, Southern Charm. I will say that I think you know every week I've been mostly bored, right? This season is not hitting for me. So was looking forward to this week's episode because Kat, I mean, she can carry a whole episode. So I was very excited, I think, to have her back. I will
Yeah.
still say, as much as I love her, still overall bored. I'm still bored.
So bored.
Yes, of course, like, okay, it's fun seeing her and the new butler, that whole
Dining.
I was
Dragons.
I was dying at the story of him putting the phone in the oven.
Also, where did we find this man?
I
Like,
I think it says a lot about her that he's still employed after that
I agree.
because I
I agree.
sometimes, like the rep or what they want us to believe about people like Miss Pat, right, is that he would have been
Out.
gone.
Yeah,
I think it's very interesting that she's clearly loyal, right? Or
I
at
agree.
least patient.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, he still has a job?
I couldn't believe that. And then the only thing I did just, if we were going to tell the story, I did just want to hear a little bit of like, why him? Like,
Yes.
if he wants to be a DJ and he doesn't know what he's doing, is that like, I wish what she would have said is, being a butler is a dying art. They don't exist anymore. This is my only option. Or was it like they do exist, but I'm priced out of that game? Like, not.
That's what Okay, that's
Oh,
exactly what it is. That's what I was just getting ready to
I
say.
think
They
so.
still exist. Of course, they still exist.
Of
Like, there's rich people
course.
all over the world that want butlers. I think she just can't afford it. I think it was probably like someone suggested, like, oh, I think he would be happy to make whatever you can give. And then he has a
Okay.
skill set as a bartender, and maybe you can teach him the rest. That
And the
100%.
most important thing to her is her medicine,
Well, I mean,
her
look, here's the
martini.
other thing. I do think he's a good son, but if we go back to last season, and obviously we don't know the details of this, but she definitely made it seem like she was signing over everything to Whitney,
I think she already
right?
has.
So, yeah, that she remember she
That was
talked
my
about that,
vibe.
that was like something that she
I
was in the
think,
process of.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say that he's denying her care or anything like that, but it's possible that he was
Oh.
putting some parameters on what they were going to spend for a
Mm.
butler.
Mm.
And maybe he was even the one that suggested it because I do imagine. Here's the other thing I would say too. Probably whatever she was paying Michael is not the going rate for a butler.
Michael was in love with her or something.
I think I mean not even I'm sure he was getting paid
Loved
well. I
her.
just think that I got the vibe that this was more of like something that he had his training in his past, not that
Yes.
she like plucked him from, a
Yes.
butler agency
I
or
agree.
something like that.
I agree with that.
I think
Yes.
she just
No.
lucked out that like this was someone that came into her life with this skill set.
Well,
That's my thought.
and here's the thing. Here's the thing. I I love speculating on stuff we don't like. We don't know at all. But I do love that idea or that line of thinking because I'm sure what happened is that she did give Whitney
Yeah.
everything. And then
Yeah.
maybe for the first time in doing that, Whitney opened these books up and was like, we're spending how much to keep this house running?
Yeah,
Are
Whitney
you
was like,
kidding me?
that's my inheritance.
That's my
Sorry, pause for
inheritance. We have to
my
cut
Michael.
this, we have to cut this in half, right? Like no butler,
Yes,
no renovations.
things hit different when you're the one in control,
I mean,
right?
a house that big, I knowing this living in a very small, not, very small, but a small house, right? Things do be going wrong all the time. And the amount of money that you spend, I know everyone says this, but yeah, it does shock you when you're like, that's going to actually be $2,500. Like, really? It's in your mind, you think like, oh, we'll throw $500
Yeah.
at it, right? So I can only imagine in a house of that size, one thing goes wrong, you get one leak upstairs that then goes down. So that could be 50 grand.
No, she's talked about that. It's an old house. It's a very old house. So I
You're
agree.
bleeding
I bet
money.
everything is like a special whatever every single time. You're not like
Right?
running
Any
down to Home
fixture.
Depot,
Right. That's also, there you go. That's also true.
custom replacements every single time.
Yep.
It's a money pit. I think she's acknowledged that. So I mean, I don't know. I love to get to Miss Pat. That's always fun. Overall, still bored.
Or
Overall, still tired of Craig and Austin and that whole merry-go-round. Did I
thoughts
miss
on Charlie?
seeing a lot of the girls and them having a lot of screen time? Not really, because they're not that memorable as far as I'm concerned.
The Charlie sister thing, I was like, this is nothing. The sister is coming on to say what?
Yeah, no
Nothing?
offense, but yeah, what was happening in that scene? I had the
What was going
same
on?
I'm so happy. This is why we're sisters. But I had the same thought. I was like, this is one of the most bizarre setups. Like, not to be mean, I just was surprised that she was even given that scene
I would have
as
edited it
as
out.
something that was chosen to air, right?
Right.
We know they film a lot and not all of it makes it to air. People, this is what we need to realize about how bad Southern Charm is this season. A scene like that made it to air because they literally did not have anything else.
Wait.
Just
Hold
think
on.
about that. Like we
Hold
are
on.
we are scooping the barrel at this point now, like bottom of the barrel.
I think I think the Shep scene with his cousin and the kids that he hasn't seen in ever might be worse. That might have been worse. I don't
What
know
was
which
that
was
about?
worse.
What
I
was that
don't
scene?
know.
What was the point of that
I,
scene? I felt so uncomfortable watching that, like for so many different reasons.
I was like, what? And what is that there to accomplish? Like make him seem grounded, but what you're fully exposing is that he hasn't seen these kids in forever.
That was the part I just thought was so strange. Like, to me, it would have been better television if maybe they had met up once or twice off camera and then now we were like catching up. I would have rather been sold a lie that they like hang out and that this
You
was,
know,
like maybe a somewhat common occurrence as opposed to what we got in the raw honesty of the awkwardness of like, I haven't seen your children and now I'm showing up here. This is what I'm saying though. We are struggling for
yeah,
actual content, people. Like,
there's nothing.
someone decided that that was a scene worth shooting. Fine. Okay. Okay. Cool. She's been on the show before. Let's check in with her. Maybe there's a little interest there because we did sort of see her journey to motherhood. Fine. Okay. But then we aired it. We aired
Put it on
it.
the air. And I'm
There
sorry.
was nothing else that they could pull from. I really think that this is one of the roughest seasons of Southern Charm that I have ever seen. It's very sad. I don't know if this is like the Paige effect because, and I'm not even saying because she was some like big fixture of the show, but we need a reboot. We need to rethink this, okay? I saw a picture the other day of Natalie and Cameron and what's the other one? Chelsea,
Yep.
right? They
Yep.
are all still friends, people.
And they're all
They
so gorgeous, by the
they
way.
are hanging out. They all look amazing. They've evolved their style.
Yeah,
Why are we not checking back in there?
I
Let's see
agree.
what's going on in their lives. Like
Agreed.
this
Naomi just
show,
got
Andy,
engaged.
I'm sorry, but please, 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 please do something about Southern Charm for me because I love it and I just don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through this season.
Okay, and this is my 100%. I have no notes. The last thing that I would say is this. This is going to be a little like, okay. I also think watch what happened live. Sally was on, Charlie was in the audience. They're talking about Greg. They're talking about the hot tub at all, whatever. What was
God.
clear from the boys, no, 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 not the boys' dinner. What was clear from the dinner between Whitner and Craig
Yeah.
was, at least this is my take. I think that there is a very sincere part of Craig, like when he was looking at Whitner, like, and then you just do that. Like, I don't think that Craig is a player. I
No,
don't think that he actually, the reason why he's
he
not,
doesn't have game.
he doesn't have game. And the reason why he's not making out with these women in the hot tub is that he is keenly aware that these women are in they're not page level famous, right? But they're in this. And so if he dips his toe in that
Then
pond
they're going to be able to talk about it.
and he's scared to do that. He's like, I don't know if I want to hook up with anyone on this show anymore. And if
100%.
that's the case, then Craig does not need to be on, then we need to say goodbye to Craig. If Craig is not willing to do anything but be messy with Austin on camera,
Then I
girl,
don't
goodbye.
care. I'm
Goodbye.
sorry. Shep literally humiliated himself on multiple episodes last season, dude. You
Oh
need to
my
be hitting
God. It
that
was
bar.
crazy. It
Okay,
was crazy. He
If
fought for
Shep's
his
putting it
spot.
all out there,
Yeah.
trying to bag a 20-year-old that is no interest in dating him, I agree. Like, Craig, you're not getting off the hook here. Like, this is part of the show. And Austin too. I'm sorry.
No,
Austin also, I think, I don't even know. I think they're probably not still together anymore, I would imagine.
I don't
But
think they
but
are.
but to your point, that is also what Austin is doing, and that is why it is so convenient for him having this long distance relationship
Yeah,
because he is privately and quietly continuing to go out and do whatever he wants and all of that, right? That's so
absolutely.
apparent from the show.
Yes.
But to your point, we don't get to talk about his dating life because he has a girlfriend.
Right.
He's in a
Right.
relationship.
Right.
So
Right. It's all
that's
strategic.
honestly, I feel so bad for that girl because I actually do like I'm having this realization in this moment that that is 100% like the crutch that she was for him. I think he
Definitely.
just wanted a break. He's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have a season where my dating
Yeah.
life is being picked apart. What am I going to
Right.
do? Long distance girlfriend. There you
Yeah.
go.
So I
Easy
can keep doing
peasy,
exactly what
lemon
I want to do.
squeezy.
Yeah.
Solves that, right?
Yeah.
Now I can just,
And honestly, he's been able to kind of use it as a way to absolve himself from filming, right? Like, well, I have to, producers,
yeah,
I have to go see my girlfriend,
totally. I can't
right?
make
So,
it. Got to
right,
go to
even that,
Charlotte.
it's working in multiple ways for him, just from a getting out of his job too, which I
But it brings me back to the point of like, what are we watching? We have people that are not willing to show
I
anything
have
about the personal
no
lives.
idea.
They're not even willing to show up in film. Like, Shep
Oh
cannot
my God,
carry
wait,
this show,
last
people.
thing. Sally and Vanita, going back to my point about this, Sally herself is not bought into the idea of being Vanita's friend, that she wouldn't even sit there and
And
film a
talk to her.
scene with her because she was like, this is so not, we are not friends like this. We are not close like this for you to be talking to me this way. I do not care about your opinion. And in fact, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Like,
See you later. Could care
and
less.
Vanita's like begging, like Vanita, once again, like, oh my God, get up, like stand up, girl. Like, I don't know what you're doing. She's like holding on to this, like, I'm sorry, and I will say this, like, it just felt like she's like holding on to this person, looking at them like, legitimize me. Like,
Yes.
give me a season, please. Like, I need this. I need this dog walking sound bite about Craig to hit TikTok. And it's like, you're not eating. Like, I'm sorry, but like you're not.
Well, but to that point, I think it's because there probably is awareness amongst them that there is opportunity, right? Like in
Oh,
that there's nothing
sure.
going on.
Yeah.
So I think like people
Right.
like Benita are going to take advantage of that, you
Right.
know?
She's like, this could be my breakout season
Yeah,
after
she's like, hey,
six
there's a little
seasons.
space now. There's a little room. There's a
Right.
little, but she doesn't to go
And
back to our
Sally won't
earlier
even
point,
give
she
her
has
that.
no allies that she can use. She has no best coworker besties
Well,
that
she
she can
obviously worked in the off season to create that dynamic with
with
Sally. That
Sally.
is true. But obviously it was not Vanita, I think in general has a tough time reading the room. And so probably was not reading that relationship correctly, thinking that I mean, Sally has basically come in and been closer with Charlie.
It's not a good look. I think, look, I also watched Watch What Happens Live, and the last thing I have to say is it is a bad, bad sign when Watch What Happens Live is more interesting than what happened on the episode. Full stop. Okay? Because it's true.
Jenny McCarthy is like spitting raw facts at Sally about how this is not her arena of men. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
If Watch What Happens Live is more interesting, then why are we watching the show? Okay? That's all I have to say. Just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, sad but true.
Well, I will be honest, I don't think Beverly Hills was that much more exciting.
I know, but it is
But
interesting. Oh my God.
before we get into that though, because
Okay,
I
go.
feel like this is like Beverly Hills adjacent because Crystal, who I actually do miss Crystal. I can't believe I'm saying
I
that.
liked Crystal.
I liked her too.
We
I
are closer in
initially
age
I
to
wasn't sure
Crystal.
about her, but now I miss her.
Yeah.
She this has gotten so big that now even Crystal is commenting on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, I love it.
I think there is a mom circuit in Hollywood, and so I thought about you with this one. But we
Oh yeah.
before we get in Beverly Hills, we have to talk about this Ashley Tisdale drama because this is the story and the type of stories that I
Mhm.
need, okay? Like here at Rhinestoned, we talk about Bravo, talk about pop culture, entertainment, the whole thing, okay? But if we had this type of story every week, I would be happy. This is what I want our celebrities to be giving to us, okay?
No.
These are the types of things that we need from you as your fans and consumers, okay? We want to know the real tea. Okay. And millennials, we're older now. So
Right.
a lot of us are moms or aunties,
Mhm.
and we are well aware of the drama that
Oh
happens
yeah.
in mom groups.
Oh yeah,
So
baby.
Ashley Tisdale she kicked herself out of her mom group. I don't think it's accurate to say she was kicked out. I think that
I
in
think she
writing
caught
this
a vibe.
article, Ashley
Mhm.
Tisdale wrote an article
Mhm.
about her own removal from her
Yeah.
friend group. Have you done that
We'll
before?
link.
Have you removed
We'll
yourself from a friend group? I mean,
We'll also
I'm
we'll
sorry,
link
mom
the
group.
article. No, we'll link the article too because I do think since I learned how to do that on Spotify creators, we should be doing that. So we'll make sure to do that so you guys can actually um bring yourself up to understanding like we have. But I thought so to answer your question, have I ever kicked myself out of a mom group? No. However, I have purposely not joined in on
In.
certain mom groups.
Fair. Okay.
Okay, because
You
for a
saw the
couple
writing on the
different,
wall and you were like, walk away.
here's the thing. I, in my past, as someone who grew up in high school, being on like a dance team, and then I went into college and I was Greek and I was like president of I did all of the little, social chair, vice president, and then to get to president, right? And then coming out and working in like corporate America, which you and I know is just basically like high school, but now everyone has money. Um, I have dealt with so many different types of girl groups that I do think at this point in my life, and maybe this is wrong because maybe it does lead me to make assumptions. And so I
Yeah,
do try to check that. But to me, I pretty much feel like I immediately know the vibe and what
of the
this
group.
group is, yeah, and what
Yeah.
that group is really interested in doing. And there have been, I would say maybe like two in my life where I'm like, what this group is interested in doing is secretly tearing each other down. And
Yeah.
and it's evident by the way that I've been hanging out with them. I see passive aggressiveness, I see backhanded compliments, right? Like there is certain mom groups that indulge in this type of, I guess, yes,
Yeah.
high school clique behavior, and you can suss it out. And then I think that there are other groups that are maybe more rooted in like an activity or something. And those, if I'm not here to give advice, but I would say mom groups are great, but do it rooted in something.
Yeah.
A book club is like, I know that's kind of like trite to say, but like a book club is a great way to do that, where it's like you're getting that community, you're getting to talk about your kids but
Yeah.
then it's all coming through like the content of this thing. So you all are
Something
kind
more
of like
intentional.
protected. Yeah. Like So yes, I have not ever left, but I have not joined, and I found this article to be fascinating. What was your take?
So initially, and I still feel this way, I think what she describes is a very common experience.
Hmm.
And I think that's why she probably felt justified in doing it or even thought it was going to be a good idea.
Right.
Because I think what she speaks of is definitely a universal experience,
For
right?
sure.
And I think
Yeah.
it's common to have that type of behavior. And like to your point, there's all different types of girl groups. Mom groups are just sort of another form of some of the stuff that we deal with as young girls into young women into, adults.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, as it's come out, the cast of characters,
I
right?
know. I
I think
know.
the tide has turned a bit, and look, I've seen like the political take. This is just simply because Ashley Tisdale is Republican, I guess. Although I think now she's come out to say that she's a registered Democrat. Her agent
Well, and
confirmed
there
that
was I don't know if you saw this development, but Hillary Duff, right, came out. Well, her husband came out
her
and said
husband.
something, but then it came out that then Haley Duff liked a comment on an Instagram post kind of in support of Ashley Tisdale. And what people are saying is Haley Duff and Hillary Duff haven't been friends in years because
Yeah,
Haley went red, Hillary stayed blue. So there is a little bit of like, and now Haley's supporting Ashley. So that kind of bolsters this idea that Ashley is
yeah.
MAGA.
Look, I think as in a lot of situations, I think that more than one thing can be true.
Mm,
And I think that everyone has their own truth as well, right? So, to that extent, I think what Ashley Tisdale probably experienced did happen,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think she's not crazy. I think there are probably things, whether it's a difference in political beliefs or what I think is more likely, actual things that she has done that have
Hmm.
turned these women off,
Hmm.
that they probably, because again, this is the toxicity of girl groups, instead of communicating it to her, decided to ice her out,
Hmm.
but also felt justified in it because they're telling themselves that like they're the victim the whole
Oh
time,
yeah. Oh
right?
right.
That
Oh
that's
right.
what I think has
Oh right.
happened. I think
Oh
there's
yeah.
truth in both sides, right? I
Oh
think
for
that like
sure.
probably Mandy Moore and Hilary Duff do view themselves as like, I'm just gonna go out and say they probably are the little co-leaders of this group, right?
Hmm. Well, they're
And
the
I
most
think that they
famous.
probably did get together and say, you know what? One too many of whatever it is Ashley Tisdale was doing,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
instead of telling her outright that she
Yep.
was out, they were like, well, we just don't have to we don't have to invite her to everything, right? I mean, it she doesn't have to come to every I mean, this is the justification we women do all the fucking time, okay? With all these different things. That's what I think
100%.
happened. I think they're both right. I think they're both wrong. That's the truth of it. I'm convinced there is no other truth, okay? They were probably being mean girls to a certain extent, but there was also probably some really annoying shit. Maybe it's probably just her presence.
You
Okay?
know what? Another
It,
thing
it could be a
too.
difference in parenting style that they feel like is conflicting enough that they do not want their children around it. It could be as
Yeah.
simple as that.
And ladies, let me be honest with you. Sometimes it can be your man. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can literally be like, God, I love her, but there's no way I'm hanging out with that guy again. And
A
my
hundred
husband
percent.
will not hang out with that guy again.
And
Like that's
again,
another reality.
given like the high profile nature, first of all, I think it's already something that women do. But given the high profile nature of these women, they're especially not going to tell her the truth because
So
they
that
know
she
that
can
that
go
can be turned into a
carry
news
the
story.
story.
Oh,
She
hey,
wrote the
like
story
now
anyway.
she's going to go out and say on a,
Right.
even if she kept it, in the moment, okay, she could be on a talk show 5 years from now and like Mandy Moore comes up. She was like, oh, yeah, I remember that time that Mandy Moore called me and was like, so look, we're just really feeling like you are not the right fit for this mom group. And, I think it would be better if we just all took some space.
I,
What celebrity is going to do that? Of
well,
course,
to
the
your
decision
point,
was let's just silently phase her out. She'll
but
never know.
also it's like okay, but to your point, say that conversation between Mandy and Hillary happened, perhaps they did have her number so good that in that conversation they said to each other, she's going to go to the press anyway. If we ghost her, she's going to go to the press.
There you go.
So we have to do this incredibly tactically because we know that this tactfully, tactfully, so that because tactfully, so that we know that we are going to protect her. And that's exactly what she did. She went to the
Yeah,
press. So
100%. I do think the one thing I do want to say is I am still amazed by how many husbands still like have not learned the lesson, okay?
shut up.
No one wants to hear a man's opinion on women's issues. I think where men go wrong here is that we as women do talk to you all about our lives and we do want your opinion because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I do it because I'm bored, right? Like
There's
I
no other reason.
let me let me tell my partner, let me tell my boyfriend a story about something that
Yes.
happened, see what he
Yes.
says. Then I can relitigate it in my
Get an
mind,
unbiased opinion. Well, it'll be biased a
or
little bit,
get
but
see what a man says, right? Okay. So yes, men, we do that, right? We will admit it. We come to you, we give you the gossip. A lot of you really like that. That's the other thing
oh
too.
my God, they love
Gossip,
it. They
of
eat it up.
course. I like it always gets to me when they're like women are such gossips. Men are the real gossips, okay? Let's
As
be real. They
evidenced
don't do
by
it with
Mrs.
each
Cat
other.
Dinner.
You don't do it with each other because you never know anything about what's going on in each other's lives or anything like that. But you love to do it with women. You
Oh
love
yes.
to do it with whoever,
They
is
love a kiki.
ready and willing. Okay. So
Agree.
yes, that is an acceptable exchange between a husband and wife. To go and express that opinion with other women? What? No.
Get
We
out
don't
of
your
get out
your
of
opinion is
there.
not welcome here.
Get
I
out
look, I
of
commend
there.
him for sticking up for his wife.
Oh, we're talking about
Um,
Matthew Como. Sorry.
yes, he just made it worse because now you have solidified for everyone that this is who we're talking about.
Right.
Up until him saying that, it could have just remained speculation.
Thank you.
Okay. So now you've added more fuel to this story because now we
Yep.
know who the players are with
Yep.
absolute certainty because you've commented. Okay. And furthermore, it's just the thing that's so icky about when that happens is like Ashley Tisdale is not in a position to go back and say something now to Hillary Duff's husband because it's her husband.
Right.
And that's weird. And we as women try not to do that. That's
Right.
weird. We don't want
Right.
to talk to our friend's husband in that
Husbands.
way. Hi, how you doing? Good. Like small talk, fine. But we don't want to have to like have our fight with you now. That's weird.
I
So
don't even really want to talk to your husband. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, most of the
I
time I don't.
just, men need to stop doing this. If you want to be a part of the chat, it's at the home. Your place is not out in the void, out on social. We don't want your opinions. It's weird. It makes you seem like a little bitch.
And also, can I be honest with you? That guy always kind of gave me little bitch vibes. Him very
Oh,
specifically.
that's the other thing. This is why I feel so conflicted about this situation. This is why I'm not willing to just hand this to Mandy Moore and Hillary
Mm.
Duff because
Hmm. Yeah.
um a conversation for another time. But
Yeah.
they're not squeaky clean and they have some interesting, you know,
No. You
choices
always,
that they've
I would
made.
say this. There is, in my opinion, in Hollywood, whenever someone year after year after year takes to Instagram to write like a full paragraph for like an anniversary or a birthday, of just garbly goop. Like you're reading this thing and it's like the point was made in the first sentence. You love her, she's amazing and a great mom, right?
Yeah.
Like it just goes on where it's like, and the sunshine that permeates from your very being that lights our soul. I mean, you should read it's just like it's just
Too
garbage.
much for you.
It's just that's so performative in a way to me that I think always rings the bell of insincerity,
I
where
think
it's
even
like,
the fact that he was like huffed up enough to do it. I think again, that's the thing people are missing in this moment. You can feel whatever you want to feel about what Ashley Tisdale had to say. She did not go out and name names. She went out and wrote about an experience that she had that actually is reflective of an experience that a lot of other women have, okay?
exactly.
Was it shady to maybe talk about it in the open? Sure, you can think that, but she was not naming names. And yes, of course, we all know it's 2026. She probably had some awareness that, of course, people are going to dig in. Of course, people are going to connect the dots. Okay. But at the end of the day, she has every right to go out and talk about an experience that she had. He's the one that brought names into it. I'm sorry. By him commenting, you're taking it to a different level.
Yeah.
Now it is about like specifically, it's not just Ashley Tisdale story. Now it is a Hillary Duff and Mandy Moore.
Okay, and then wait, hold on. This is the
So then
last thing that I'm going
it
to say.
says to me a lot about maybe some desire on their side to be in the news. That's all.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. That okay. We because my thing is he has a band.
Yeah.
His band is not incredibly successful. Perhaps he saw an opportunity, and this is the disgustingness of it, where he's like, if I do this, this is a hot topic. This is going to be talked about for the next week. I really could use some Google alerts to hit my phone about
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna go. I mean, I even wonder, like, maybe Hillary didn't even know. Like, and that's what is so like I've always felt is weird about this guy, where I'm just like, he's so pleased with
Well,
himself that
and
he's
then
married to
because he
Hillary Duff.
posted, Mandy Moore commented and brought
Right,
up again how
right.
they were able to stay at the house. So that's
Yes.
more positive press for
Right. So
him.
now people
And
are Googling you and oh, you're a husband that comes and then if you go to his Instagram, right, all of that is bolstered by these just
100%.
posts of his undying love for Hillary. And so I'll say this, in interviewing, there are a couple of people who like literally in their LinkedIn will be like, and a nice guy. And it's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's
We're
kind of
not
for other people to say, you
we're
know?
not sure. Yeah, I mean, look, again, I think it's weird. The main reason that it is so weird too, and the main reason why I do think it's probably just for his own whatever, is that clearly he doesn't know his wife very well. Hillary Duff does not need you to come to her defense.
No.
In this conversation of Ashley Tisdale, Mandy Moore, and Hillary Duff, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that Tisdale is on the lower end in terms of fandom, support, whatever it is you want to say. There are way more Hillary Duff fans and Mandy Moore fans out there than there are Ashley Tisdale fans. I feel pretty confident in saying that. Some might disagree, but I'm just going to go based off of relevancy, right? Hillary Duff has continued to act. She's in shows that people are still watching. I saw someone today is about to do a younger marathon soon. Okay, Mandy Moore, This Is Us, right? No, they did not need anyone to defend them because people were going to be on their side in this argument anyways.
It's so funny to
So
even
you
say
don't
that
need to
because
say
it's like, and
anything.
and and even with these two women in particular, to your point, and I said this earlier about who was I talking about? Timothy. They fall into that category of celebrity where Ashley does not, where they could stop doing anything to do with acting tomorrow. Hillary Duff will always be Lizzie McGuire, and Mandy Moore will always be Mandy Moore. There were four girls that came out: Christina, Brittany, Jessica, and Mandy. That was it.
Yeah.
Those were the four. I mean, yes, there were others, but like you can't ever take away from Mandy Moore that she's fucking Mandy Moore.
That's what I'm saying. It's just this was not
Like,
something that needed to be defended. I think that
is
they were just fine. I think that even, if there had been additional discovery of whatever, people were still going to side with Hillary and Mandy Moore because,
you have a fan base of 25 years.
yeah. So
Ashley needs to,
good
yeah, I
job,
agree.
you
I agree.
came and came and defended her. Well, okay. So, anyways, I did think it was interesting. I think Crystal jumped into the chat on this. Um,
By the way, I think Jeff Lewis. Just like Jeff always finds a way to get into the mess, baby.
I know she's just okay, but it did kind of make me reflect a little bit on the state of Beverly Hills, right? Because I was like, oh, I haven't heard from Crystal in a while. I wonder what she's doing. I think that this is another one where like we're getting a very boring season.
I need to hear your thoughts on Amanda.
Amanda's crazy. Look, the only reason I'm okay like with the Amanda stuff right now is I know that we're all waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like that's been
Okay.
apparent. They've talked about it on Watch What Happens Live. We know
Dorit
that
has
something is
said, okay,
coming with Amanda
yeah.
already. So I feel like in watching her, you're just sort of like, okay, like I'm just observing at this point
Hmm.
so that we can, be as plugged in as possible when whatever
Hmm.
happens is going to happen. So for to me, it's almost like let's put that to the side.
Okay.
Outside of that, what's happening? Nothing's
Nothing.
happening. What are we
Nothing's
doing?
happening.
Erica
Nothing's
had the most
happening.
interesting thing, but even that,
Are
like,
we interested?
I don't know. It was nice to see her vulnerable. It was nice to
Mhm.
see her happy. It was nice to see her in
Mhm.
the early stages of love, maybe. But I don't care. I don't
No, I
care.
don't really care.
I really don't care. And I don't care really about Bose and her love life and the baby thing. I don't care about that
I
either.
don't know Bose enough to have her second season story be having a baby. Like that, and I'm not saying that that's not important. It's amazing, great life moment, but that would only be interesting to me once I'm invested, right? Like once I know you and I know your love and I know your husband and yeah, I don't care about you marrying someone I fundamentally have never like even seen talk like even last year when we were talking about Keeley, I don't even remember her saying like what he did.
Um, Sutton,
Mm.
don't care about that. Why? Because all that's happening is her redemption tour. Okay? Like she's woken
Her
up.
hair looks great this season.
No, she
I
looks well,
thought
she's
that.
not drinking as much, okay, good for
Yeah,
her, whatever. She's getting her life together.
yeah.
But it's even that's hard to watch. I'm like, okay, you're just saying all of the things that anyone would be saying when they know that they're now like, on the
Under
out,
a microscope. Yeah,
right?
under a microscope. Yeah,
All
for
this
sure.
episode gave to me, let's see, what things that I actually think were interesting. Obviously, I love when they go on a trip. I love Beverly Hills on a trip because these women have actual money. So when we're
It's
going on a trip, we're going on a trip.
we're going. Yes.
Okay? Like, yes,
Yeah.
please show me going to Sedona. I want to do that. I want to be in California and take a 45-minute
I know.
PJ to Sedona and be in a completely different place. Like, I really appreciated I could watch a whole show of Rachel Zoe just giving commentary on people's outfits.
Oh my God. Wait, the
That
casting.
recap of them entering the PJ and we're getting an
Yeah.
assessment of every single look. Erica's in Fun Time Play whatever. Kyle's in turquoise. I think she even had it, just
Okay,
give me
wait.
that. Give me that
Wait.
commentary all the time. That's what I
Hold
want.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That's so funny that you said that because I'm watching that scene and I'm thinking to myself, this is what we needed. We simply needed to reboot the Rachel Zoe project. Like, that's what we should have done, you
Just
know?
give me that,
Give me
honestly.
that. I don't care. Like,
That's all I've learned so far
I
from
don't
this season
care.
of Beverly Hills is that Rachel Zoe could still have her own show. She probably should. She's probably been done a disservice that we're having to watch her on Beverly Hills.
Absolutely. And if you remember the Rachel Zoe project, it wasn't like the failing of it was that you never had any celebrity. It didn't need it. The
No,
fact that she talked about, and this is for Anne Hathaway, or like, and this is for Gwyneth, like it was enough for you to just know that the pieces she was pulling was for this event and for this person to make it interesting. I never needed
totally.
to even see Anne Hathaway. It's not about that. She could make a great show without ever having to have a cameo. So it's like
I think that was we
way
should
more
have that
interesting.
back. I think she's being wasted, especially on this season of Beverly Hills. Right?
Hmm.
Now, what I
We
do
weren't ready
think
for
is a
her this
big,
season.
big miss is why we did not make Jennifer Tilly a Full Housewife again.
God.
Now,
I,
that
the, the
we are what, three or
commentary
four episodes in? The most interesting things that have happened are scenes with her. Okay?
and her commentary and her
This
scene.
woman is so relatable. When she was having tea with Sutton and mourning the
Mhm.
fact that she had lost her afternoon drinking buddy,
Mhm.
relatable. I mean,
She had
who
a
else
routine.
who else wouldn't be sad about that?
I
Okay?
know.
Like now she has to go over to Sutton's and just drink tea? Boring.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How do you even get excited about that?
I mean, these women don't have to work. So what are we doing if not having a cocktail at 3 p.m.? I don't understand
No.
why we thought that Jennifer Tilly was only worthy of a friend of. That woman is television gold. She
She
has the
really
most
is.
interesting quips. She takes up space in, I don't, not physically, listeners. I mean, with her personality, okay?
Yep.
Like, that is someone that knows how to be on reality television. And I
Yep.
think that like it's very unfair that she does not have a full-time spot. Unless maybe she didn't want it, which I doubt. But why aren't we focusing more there?
Okay, sorry, not to go on this spiral, but just like really quickly, I just thinking about that. So right. Chucky, Comic-Con, we could have gone through a whole we could have filmed her filming a new Chucky. We could have
Yes.
filmed her going to Comic-Con. We could have
Yes.
filmed her going to any one of these things that I know that she goes to, because I do think she goes to some Simpsons stuff, not all Simpsons stuff, but because her ex-husband was a part of it, like I want to say maybe last year she was at some sort of like road show for that. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was. I saw her. So it's like, yeah, I want to see that. Give me that content, right? And that's even the same thing with Kyle, where it's like, I understand where we're at with Kyle, but then knowing that she is an actress and that she was like filming Halloween, I think she, is always trying to, couldn't we go to with her on set? Like, isn't that something why do these stories have to be so limited?
Well, I don't even think Kyle's willing to do that anymore, but I agree with you. I
Because
think
even
it's
in
like,
Potomac, right? In Potomac, it's like it's not stuff I want to see, don't get me wrong. But even in Potomac, they'll be like, all right, we're gonna go to the chiropractic office, and like show you what I do. And we don't get any of that in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And to your point, yeah, maybe it's because they don't work, but they're part of charities, they're part of fundraisers. I just mentioned all that stuff Jennifer Tilly does. Like, can't we see where's the Hollywood?
I just don't get, well, and especially with Jennifer Tilly too. Even if you're not going with her to Comic-Con, like show us the wealth. Like this is an
Where's the three
incredibly
houses you have?
wealthy woman who is living off of that Simpsons money, does not have to work. Like
I've
it just
seen
doesn't make
one
sense. She's
room
like
in
one of
one
the
house.
few ones that can rival Sutton and Kathy in terms of lifestyle,
Well, yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know. So
I
anyways,
agree. Makes me hot.
Beverly Hills for me, it's in the same state as Southern Charm. It's a little bit of a yawn right now. I don't know. I'm getting worried. I'm gonna need something else to get excited about because right now there's nothing.
I think that I'll say this. Last week we were talking about recommendations. We were talking about things we love, and I mentioned the challenge, and I think the challenge was really born out of this need to um answer the fact that the real world is not a competitive, is a repetitive formula. So I think probably 20 years ago someone was sitting around and saying, "Hey, we might not be able to do real worlds forever. People might get sick of that, right? So, but we have all of this talent that people love in people like CT and Johnny Bananas. How do we create a way to capitalize on that talent and make it
Change
more
the formula.
interesting?"
Yeah, or make it, yeah.
And this goes back to what we were saying last week, where it's like, I just feel like we have established in BravoCon that all of these people are celebrities, right? To us, at least, to the people that are
In
interested.
the
Great.
Bravo
Okay.
universe.
You are in the Bravo universe. We don't need to add any more to the Bravo universe. What we need to do now,
Cultivate.
break them out. Put them on something like the challenge. I don't know. You know what
Water the
I'm saying?
seeds, man. Look, let's go. Tend to the plants.
I agree.
Okay?
Thank you. You've done the work. You have
Prune. We
already
need to prune and tend and all of the garden words. Let
I
let the
oh my God,
sun shine down.
I was even thinking about what you had said last week, and then we'll end here. But you had made this great comment. We were talking about Summer House, and you were saying the girl, oh my God, I'm spacing on her name with the big lips.
The girl.
Oh, she was only there for one season. Jesse dated her. She had big
Oh,
lips.
Lexi.
Okay. Perfect example of like what you were saying last week. That whole season was about Lexi.
And now we just let her
Where's
go.
Lexi?
Just she's gone. I want to see what Lexi's doing. Lexi's
I
a
want to
weirdo,
know.
living with her mother and her sisters, and they all
There's
date
some
each other. I
crazy
don't know.
mom.
But like, I agree. Like, let's film her in New York.
You
What's
made
happening with her modeling career? Are they all still living together in a small apartment? Are they still partying together?
maybe it could be like, you know, I know she probably doesn't live in a model house, right? But even that, like maybe you could like set her up in a model house, right? For 3 months and you film some sort of like pseudo what it's like to just be basically waking up, smoking cigarettes and going on calls all day. You know what I
Well, look,
mean?
let's hope to your point that somewhere Andy is thinking about a future plan because if we're gonna get seasons like this season of Southern Charm and Beverly Hills, this is
Put it
not
in the bag.
sustainable.
Yeah, I'm done.
Um, and yeah, I'm bored.
I'm bored.
And to be honest, I don't think the Salt Lake reunion is gonna be that great next week.
No, I don't.
I just don't. So this has been a sad period. I don't know. Something's got to happen. Rhinestoners. Tell us in the comments if you feel the
Oh
same.
yeah, because I'll tell you right now, sorry, last thing, I keep on saying last thing, but like it's not rebooting stuff because let me tell you, Vanderpump Rules, no, no, no.
Oh no, that's not it. I'm not even watching that.
It's so bad.
Uh,
It's just
well, actually,
so
so next
bad.
week, what we will talk about is we will just do a brief conversation, I think, on the return of Shaw's. We didn't get to talk about that today. There might be some hope there for something new, something exciting. I love that we're spinning that into a Valley format. That's the exact type of innovation that you're talking about,
Thank you.
right?
I completely agree.
It's
Yeah,
a perfect example, actually. We're
it
taking
is.
people from the past and we are throwing them into a new format, i.e., the
Yep.
Valley. It's
Yep.
beautiful.
Let's see how
Okay,
they do.
let's get more of that going. We'll also be talking about the Golden Globes,
Oh, Rhinestoners, let's
the
put out.
premiere awards. I know some people like the Oscars, some people like the Grammys. I live for the Golden Globes.
Please,
Give
someone
me
get
a
drunk and
room.
embarrass yourselves.
Fly
Please.
them with champagne. That is what makes the Golden Globes the best, is that they sit there, they drink, we get all of the shots in between commercial. Cannot wait. And unfortunately, we will also probably be recapping the Salt Lake reunion. But let's hope. Maybe you never know. Maybe we'll be surprised. So,
Last question there, and I'm looking it up. Who's hosting?
the same woman from last year, right?
Oh, did she
Yes.
get it again?
She got it again, and I'm
Nikki
actually
Glazer.
very excited. I saw
I
an
love it.
interview with her the other day where she was saying that she has been practicing her material all around clubs in LA and on the East Coast, and apparently has been perfecting a joke about Julia Roberts because she said it is very hard to make a joke about Julia Roberts and have the audience be on your side. People do not like to hear jokes about Julia Roberts. So, but apparently she has perfected one. I cannot wait to see what this could possibly be. Julia Roberts is beloved by American
She
society.
is
So,
our last great movie
if she's come
star.
up with a way to joke on this, that's going to be tough. So, we'll see.
Okay,
Very
I'm
excited for next week.
kind of into that because I'm sorry. Yeah, Julia Roberts is high on my list of.
Yeah, I don't want to hear her be joked about. So
I love
this
her.
better be good, okay?
It
We will
will
be
be. I have
recapping
much
next week.
confidence in Nikki. Nikki's. Did you see that she does sideline reporting for the NFL and the things that she says about these men and their CTE as they're fully just like behind her playing a game is hilarious. It's like,
She is. I'm looking forward to it. I think she'll be a good host.
oh, well, we'll have a lot to talk about then because I'm sure her
Yeah,
monologue will kill. Okay,
can't wait. Thanks for listening, Rhinestoners. That's episode 9.
can't
We'll see
wait
you
for
next
episode 10.
week.
I love you, sis.
Love you
Talk
too.
soon. Bye.
Bye.